Hey guys, the Earth Rebellion here, and welcome back to From the Depths. Now, it's been such a long time, and honestly, I think what I'm going to be doing is trying to do a little tutorial for beginners on basically ships. They generally might be for the campaign, I don't know. I'm going to test them against a bunch of easy stuff, like Marauders and a bunch of other stuff, but they aren't going to be very demanding ships to do. This shouldn't be a very long tutorial. These aren't going to look very fancy because basically I haven't played this game in so long that I now class myself as a beginner again. So essentially what I'm going to be doing is making a ship as easy and painlessly as possible that you guys could generally use. I say generally because you might already know how to make them, but this is going to be for the people that just pick up the game and don't honestly really know that much about it or how to do things. This could become a series if there is enough want for it to become a series. So yes, From the Depths takes a while to load. Okay, so we're in. Just gonna quickly turn down some stuff. Sound. Let's turn it down to 25 so you guys can actually hear me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into the designer mode, and then as soon as I've landed, I'm going to scrap everything. So now they're at the bottom. So here. So this is us starting. Now what I would actually do is I'd go immediately down to, not sub-objects. Yeah, since I got a new computer, I have lost everything. So what I'm actually going to do is new blueprints. I'm going to honestly just give you the easiest thing that you can do, which is literally take this, delete it, color with paint number 1. You could expand this, but honestly, what I would do is before doing any of that, see if this is a nice size for you. Oh god, I've got to get this perfectly. Like so. This, for me, can press caps lock so that it comes up. This, for me personally, I think that would be enough. It has space. We could add some stuff. It has enough deck area. So then we're going to go above. And I'm going to press F, fill it in. And then we're going to do the exact same here. Press F. So this is the top deck. Then we're going to come down here. Press F again. Honestly, you can design your own guns, but what I would really recommend doing is going with either pre-built ones or simple weapons, because we can have some really nice 8-meter turrets. Or what I would honestly recommend is going with something like a copperhead or something, just because I don't honestly, as a beginner player, I would recommend playing around in the designer a lot. Now, all of you, I apologise if this is far too basic for you guys. I'm doing this as a help for new people. Now, to get mirror mode, you come here, you press N, then key by default, and then it will mirror all of your stuff. Now, honestly, I'm so glad. I know that there's probably going to be a lot of people that don't like this, that don't like that they've added this, and that, honestly, is perfectly fine. I've played this for a fair amount, And I'm glad that hopefully what they're trying to do is help new players. Because honestly, when I started, the new player experience wasn't very friendly. And honestly, at times, it was just downright confusing. And that, for me, upset me. Yes, it might have gotten better, but I think that for new players, it could be a lot better. So now I've separated that up, so now I've got spaces. So honestly, this is going to be a very simple machine. That, well, I say machine. This is going to be a very simple ship. It's going to do the job. Might not be perfect. But then again, when is life perfect? Actually, wait, that sounded really depressing. But then again, if it functions and if you're happy with it, that is honestly all that matters in this game. I know there's a lot of people that were like, well, it can't withstand all this, it can't do this, it can't do that. And honestly, for a new person, generally what I spent my time doing was just messing around in the campaign. Oh, actually, let's just move my self up on here. There we go. So now you can see all this. I wouldn't recommend playing with a Hearthstone yet, because honestly, my feeling is that it will be too advanced. Well, sorry, not advanced. Well, to be fair, yeah. Hearthstone adds a layer of difficulty into the game that, as a new player, I don't want you guys to get bogged down with. So, I'm going to add turrets. So, if you want to control them yourself, that is perfectly fine. I'll show you how to do that. If you want the AI, you put down a local weapon controller. I highly recommend putting a failsafe, and you're going to need a wireless receiver. If you just want them to sit on the deck and look pretty, and you control, that will be perfectly fine. I will show you how to do that a little bit later. So that we've got that. I'm going to go to simple weapons. Then I'm going to add a casemate gun. If you don't like the look of those and want single barrels, which is what I am going to do, you just do it like that. And now you've got a casemate. I'm going to add another one. Can't add one there. I will add one here. Now, reinforced decking is probably what I would recommend to use. And my headphones have just turned off because there's not enough sound. So I'm going to turn the sound up a little bit. A little bit of music. There we go. So then we do the exact same thing, and with mirror mode on, it repeats over that side. I would also recommend watching people that play this game. As a good friend of mine, Damadoc, or Damadoc, or as I call him, Dharma. Go watch his videos. They are very interesting. He has tournaments and stuff like that. For other people like Robaz, very funny to watch. There's Aeon Mark 3, a couple of other people. I'll leave links down in the description for people for you guys to go and watch, to give you a better understanding than I ever will, because these guys have devoted their heart and soul to this game. This you don't have to do, but it stops them from trying to rotate inside the ship. So this one can rotate to here and to here. This one is going to be a little bit different. Could be to there and to about there. So -11, 130. And now that we've moved, we can see that that isn't enough. We can put it to 155. Honestly, this is a little bit advanced, but honestly, I don't want you guys to think that I'm not going to teach you anything fun. Because essentially with this, reinforced decking is what I want. Generally with this, I'm going to be learning with you guys. If you guys want me to learn, want me to show something, I will probably test it for hours at a time. This is how I'm coming back into From the Depths after I have played it with Dama. Like I say, very, very good guy. He hosts tournaments, and it's a lot of fun. But anyway, so, got some secondaries. What I can do is show you now. What I'm going to do is go to control. You will need a chair. You can have ship wheel, which is good. And then you also want a... where is it? Kind of a remote vehicle controller. You want a fire control computer as well. So if I do that, hop on here. So this is it. This is going to start syncing. But now, if I go to me, I'll be controlling everything. Now these do need a specific controller. Now there is a reason why it is syncing, or why it is fairly low down in the water. That's simple. What I need to do is I need to come in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it off. Now those of you that know ship terminology, these are bulkheads. Very, very plain and simple. You can use them to separate off. Now it is recommended to also build in beams, because generally beams are stronger. I am not in mirror mode again, god damn it. Just point it at the middle block and it works. Because if you look, blocks have a health of 350, times that by 4, that'd be 1,400. The beams have more health than that. So that's generally why you want to build in beams. Now this looks like a large area. This is a large area. You can divide them off even further if you would like. Now that would be completely your choice. Then you go down to 3-meter beams. Then a 2, and then a singular block. Then up here, because the size it's a 4 and a 1, or what I like to do is put it into a 3 and a 2. Because a 4, so that's 1,680. Add 350. That's 9. That's 2,030. Whereas this one, 770 and 1,200. Roughly the same, I would say. Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. But you can just plonk it anywhere. And that is something that I just love about this game. Is that you can generally do this. So now if something were to start carving through the bow, go through this one, this compartment would flood. This one wouldn't, this one wouldn't, most importantly, this one wouldn't, and this one wouldn't either. So what I'm going to do now is add in, so you go to water and you add air pumps. Generally I like mine having a central location. So now, as you can see, this starts curving. Honestly, I think that's too much, so what I'm going to do is plain and simple. I'm going to add a deck. I'm going to add another deck right there. So this one goes here. Just removing that one so that I can get it nice and lined up. Put it back. So now that I know where it goes. Right there. if you need to fix it, then it happens sometimes, because obviously I'm just going to use a bunch of 3s, because then 3s. There we go. So yeah, now we've got more compartments deep under in the depths of the ship. Honestly, I would recommend it. Now, there will probably be people suggesting stuff in the comments. You know, guys, if I've done something wrong, please go about it in a nice way, because I'm trying to keep this community rather than I've done it wrong. If I've done it wrong, then please explain down in the comments and how it could have been done instead. See, now it's floating at the waterline. You can also decrease the power, so I'm going to set this one to 0.9. And now generally it will float a little bit lower. It's still floating up. Good, then do that. And that dramatically lowers it. You don't want it to be too low. Put it back up to 1. And now this is generally floating where I want it. You can, obviously, if you want it floating anywhere different, then by all means feel free. Have it how you would like it, because this, at the end of the day, is your ship. And honestly, as long as you're happy, then that is really all that matters in this video. Now, there are going to be a few cuts, because actually this might be a few parts. If you don't like the water effects, then plain and simple, go into it. Advanced control. How can you not? You go into options. I'm guessing it would be under performance or environment. Graphics. Config. These settings misc. Let's do this one. Air pumps disabled. Yeah, so I've now got that disabled, and now that works. So now we can actually get it floating perfectly. Now, I won't go over a settings guide. Oh, no, that's not perfect. All this is currently underwater. So I'm going to put all of them down to 0.9. But you guys don't need to see this, so I'll skip until I've got it floating exactly how I want it to. There we go. That's the thing, you can fine-tune it. Honestly, if you really, really want it to float specifically. So this is in extremely calm weather. This is generally where I want it to float. Another test that I like to do is turn the waves up to 4 and see what happens. And see if it's stable. If you're using, obviously, one like this, then it should be very, very stable. And it looks like it is. So that makes me happy. So I'm just going to remove these 3, because got to make a superstructure, but I'm not good at making superstructures. Now to make it move. Plain and simple, what I like to do is get a cram barrel. Now, I already cut out a slot here for them. Now, I will probably cut one out, say, here. If you'll see, literally all I've done is cover the hole up. Now, what you then do is go to water, and you can see that you've got these huge propellers that don't fit. So then you add these really, really tiny ones, and you feel a little bit silly. So you put it out one more. have a mix. Now, this won't look very nice. Because if we have one there, it won't... If these need more space... Paint number 1. Put these back here. And we'll get a third one. So now it's got 3. And then what we can do is take out this a little bit. And honestly, get some work done. Now, what I'm doing with these bits here is going back into water and adding just a little rudder here. So now the ship can turn. It's got propellers. Now, I'm going to do something that I like doing that is probably a little bit frowned upon. Oh, what do I do? Can use Control Z to undo. Do that. Put this here. You know what? Never mind. It's just going to pre-paint them. Paint all of these, make them look nice and uniform. So now it's all nice and painted. It's got a nice little paint scheme. Now, the water unfortunately doesn't go away now because of what we've done. But now we can stick an engine inside. So let's go back to 0. Now, a lot of people would say, oh yes, make a fuel engine. Now, you can make a fuel engine, but honestly, what I'm going to suggest doing is even more simple. So I'm just going to bring it out. If we go to fuel engines, just grab any prefab you want. I've grabbed 3 of them. And then you'll see that it's got multiple exhausts. Now, what I'm going to do with these exhausts is put them into a funnel. Honestly, this might not be your style, and to be completely honest, that is perfectly fine. The only person that you ever need to please with your designs, unless it's being judged, is you. Now, for a long time, I didn't listen to myself. I didn't listen to that. And honestly, now, for this part, I'm going to turn off mirroring, but then turn it back on. But honestly, the only person that you need to please with your builds is yourself. If it's being judged, then obviously, you know, it's being judged. You have to try and please the judges. But for someone who is just starting out, I would not recommend doing that. Now, I used to get disheartened because my builds wouldn't go right. So I took a long break. And what I learned was that as long as I'm happy, that's all that needs to happen. Is it just needs to make me happy. So now this pipe is going to go up. And come straight through here. I'm going to need another 3-meter deck. Reinforced deck. I'm going to need another hull pipe. Like that. So this is where one of my funnels is going to be. And that's generally how I figure it out. I'm going to have another one. It's going to be a fake funnel. Well, that's completely fine. Now, you don't have to do any of the superstructure. Honestly, actually, you know what? I'm just going to skip that for now. I will do that later. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add main weapons. And my main weapons are going to be copperheads. Nice, easy. Could go for Mambas. But honestly, with the Dreadnought, this is just personal preference. You can always go with a great big 8-meter turret. That looks like this. 500mm massive autoloaders. These are input feeders. Not going to teach you about those at the moment. This is just going to be a bare bones, starting you into the game, give you a general idea of where to begin. And honestly, I'm going to say prefabs would probably be the best. So there's one here. Let's go to advanced cannons, and then let's go to copperhead. You can customize these. Like the local weapon controller, and here it is. A nice little 200mm cannon. But I'm just going to add a little bit more length too. That's because I haven't actually built a mainframe yet, but ammo ejectors, very, very simple. If this gets destroyed, it'll eject the ammo out instead of cooking off. Maybe slightly bigger. Now, it's a 203. Not going to teach you about railguns yet. Now these are 203s. What you can do is then go over it. Sub-objects mode. So a one-axis turret. Save it as custom 203mm copperhead. And now it's saved. I do have a nice little cram. But now what we can do is build a little platform for the next one. So you can have... Honestly, you can build this however you want. I'm going to build it with 2 on front, 2 on the rear. Nice little bed. So it is 4, 8, another 4. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little slope on each side. I'm going to build it up by another 2 little bits. Now, honestly, you could just use wood, but actually, I'm going to have multiple tutorials. One of them is going to be for a wood one, for a wood prefab, getting all that sorted. Another one's going to be a metal prefab. Is this? No, because I'm an absolute idiot. And it wasn't central. Now it's completely central. What we do is we go to sub-objects mode, double click it, but we need to sort the AI first. Obviously, what I am generally known for is forgetting stuff. Like, oh look, he forgot. Well, is generally forgetting mirror mode. Sorry, should I say sub-objects, custom 203 copperhead. And we close that. And then we generally get on the line. And here's the car. It needs to go up again. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Press R to select a block that you're looking at. Works with weapons, everything really. I tend to double click. I think that's generally sitting quite nicely. And then all we need to do is do the same over here. So remove this one. Singular reinforced decking, which you won't see, but I generally just still place it down. Weapon control in the middle. Failsafe means it won't shoot through you. And then the next one. It'll be generally, I'd say, about here. Failsafe there. Wireless receiver. Now, honestly, you really don't need to go through all this. This is just me setting you guys up with a generally just a little bit of insight. Oh, that's close. Will that even turn? No, that won't even turn. So if I remove that. Three meter. Spin it around for a 2 meter. Fail safe. So there's a gap so that can rotate. I'll come back. And that seems to have sorted it. As we have more weight. Generally, we need to put the pumps up. So I'll start putting it up by 1 on each. Point 6. Guess I should press. Never mind, I'm not going to press F5. And now we're going to go back into building mode. So we've got the engines. Now we need resources. So you could just pick an empty place. I'm going to pick the bow. So you go to resources. You're going to need material storages. Use lockers. Oh, my favourite one. Just have a bunch of cargo containers. Actually, no. I'll use cargo containers for a cargo ship, which will be later. It will not be in this. I like using these tanks. Because now, if you need fuel, you can get it. No, it isn't going to be a big material storage. Just going to have these. We're also going to need ammo, but we're not going to do ammo right now. And the easiest way to explain that is ammo's explosive. It needs to be very secure. So, you know, we've got some storage here, we've got some fuel, got that. We don't have any ammo. So let's fill it up. This has got 160,000. So right now, this thing costs 110,000. I'm going to make it cheap. I'm going to make cheaper ones. This is generally for the campaign. For when you can use it. Now, what I'm going to do is start reinforcing this hull here. Because this is where my ammo is going to go. You do not, and honestly, trust me, you don't want to have unprotected ammo. Which is why I'm now going around protecting it. So I'm going to get rid of that fuel pump. Let's do 2. Let's actually do another 2. Another 2. Another 1. Another 1. Here comes the hard part. So now what I'm going to do, put that above. Because we're going to have a lot of ammo in here. Actually, let's get rid of that. I'm going to put some heavy armor. Have they improved how heavy armor looks? Ooh, yes they have. Heavy armor on top. Actually, just going to do 1 on each side. And around the back. Heavy armor is generally the best. Look, the health on it is insane. It's strong. And generally, it is what I would do. And now I'm going to surround it by wood. Because there's certain rounds that will go off the armor value for damage. So if it goes all the way through all this, which I would be surprised, it will only take the armor, which is 8, off of this, rather than just having heavy armor, which is 60 armor. This thing will be able to take a beating, and now we add the ammo. Now, just for the hell of it. And now we have plenty of ammo. Could also add material gatherers, but we won't need that on this ship right now. What we do need, though, is an ammo customizer. You don't need them for cram cannons. This is just for advanced cannons, like the Mamba and the Copperhead, but I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to put 2 down because of the 2 sets of weapons that we have. I can actually... I could walk around the ship if I so wished. Got about 3 of these. It needs an AI. Now, generally, where's the ammo? The ammo is going to be... The engines, yay! So I'm going to actually come up here. I'm going to have ammo customizers on each side. Don't have to do this. Let's make them 3 long. So, casing. I want our main guns to be firing AP. So I need to find the armor-piercing head. I could have a heavy head, but that's Sabo. So we'll go 203s. Actually, let's go hollow point AP. So I'm going to have 3 armor piercing, or solid, as it is known as. So this is a solid hollow point shell. 203. This one, on the other hand, is going to be Hesh. So I'm going to have 3 high explosive on it. And this, the Hesh, is going to be coming out of these guns, our 130s. So then we go to Aps Shell Selection. Shell is too long, so what I'm going to do is go out and go back in. Go back into the deck. Here we go. So the Hesh is too long for the guns, yeah? Easy fix. Squash head, and this time we're going to have 2 high explosive on it. So 863 on those, 1040 on these. So now we just go around to all of them. So that's going to get loaded. I am also going to add some anti-aircraft guns. They are going to be simple weapons. They're going to be nice and small. Hesh. Another Hesh. Another Hesh. Now we go to these. APS, access the intakes. ID 33 on these. He's only down at 9. Access intakes. Hollow point. All of them. Access intakes. Hollow point. Yep. So these are working. Now they're getting loaded. Oh, these have got their own. I don't want them to have their own. I would like some arm piercing. APS, access intakes. 33. Six shell 5. So these are going to be quite nasty. But And these should steadily load over time. These ones are ready to fire. These 16.9 rounds per minute. The beautiful thing is you can have them set to just an idle thing, so I could have these just pointing up, or I could have them pointed all the way down. I don't want either of that. Quickly, well, I say quickly, we're going to put down an AI, so all these can be controlled. Now this, much like the beautiful job that we did on the ammo, let's just have a look, see how low it sits. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to sort this out. So we put the AI directly in the middle. So we go AI. Rise transmitter, all the weapons have connected up. Then I do 2 card slots. Because then we have target prioritization. Aim point selection. Plug and play cards. I'd like a circling ship. Now what I'm going to do is add a general processing card. 2 connectors. And then we're just going to add more. And this is it. And then, very, very easy to do. 1, 2, 3. Turn mirror mode off and forgot again. There we go. 4, 5, 6. Just get 2, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. Now we need to do to here. We should do one more. Like so. Then we go to heavy armor. I'm going to protect this more than the ammo. If the ammo cooks off, oh, yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. Then we go to wood. 1 there. 1 there. 1 there. And now I'm going to encase it in surge protectors. Don't have to do this, but EMP rounds do exist. Okay, this pump in the back here is going on 1. This one's going on 1 as well. See how they do. It needs even more. This one's going to go on 1. I'll even put 1 in the middle. Now the bow's dipping down, so I'm going to stick another. So I'm going to put this one up to full. I didn't completely sort this out. And now we're just going to quickly do that. All this wood should help. Wait, are we reversing? But now what we're going to do, put this in God mode. Don't want to get to godly, I want to get to easy. Now I'm going to leave this. I press tab. There's plenty of ammo. Could do with this being a little bit higher out of the water. For what I wanted to do. I've got one for this entire compartment. Nope, I did not turn. So now, if this thing gets damaged. Are these guys not great? Oh. So these guys are doing the lion's share of the work. See, that is what I didn't want to happen. How long should this take to load? 41 seconds. Oosh. That's probably why it's not been firing. So this is just getting spammed by hash, which is creating spalling. I have to create a faster firing shell, and this is why you do tests. So it takes 30 seconds to reload. And this is why we do tests. So what I'm going to do is teleport to the bottom of the sea. And watch this better. Now this, I will be improving on this design a lot, mainly judging by what you guys say down in the comments. Oh, do new effects. That doesn't look as menacing as I want it to, but, you know. I quite like it. I haven't finished it. Nowhere near finished it. So there will be a part 2 to this video. So, my goal with this being a cheap campaign vehicle... Yeah. This is going to be a later game. Change this to a 2 meter sloped. I mean, yeah, you could make this a hell of a lot cheaper by having smaller ammo reserves. But no one likes running out of ammo. This is in it for sustained gunfights. Honestly, it doesn't kill these guys fast. But honestly, where's the fun in killing something quickly? If I get just the right angle on this guy with the AP, it does stuff like that. So that's for the Deep Water Guard. We're going to do one from the Onyx Watch, which is going to be Onyx Watch. It's going to be a Bastion. Press X to spawn them. Let's go Bastion, right there. Those watches are a bit tougher. Overshot by miles. Carving this guy up. Okay, so that did tiniest little bit of damage. You can add repair bots to counteract it. Generally, I wouldn't have more than 4. Ooh. Right in the cheek. Honestly, could do with a little bit more accuracy, but front gun broken. You know what? I need better shells, and this is why you do testing. Hollow point AP. What was I thinking? Have an armor-piercing head. Now that we've changed it, it should be doing more damage. What's happening to this guy's shells? Yep, and there we go, 130mm casemate holding fire due to failsafe. So that means that these guys won't shoot. Honestly, I am going to get back into From the Depths. Obviously, you guys just keep posting suggestions down in the comments and help new people as well. Actually, I might have the main guns fire heat. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. This is going to stink. Shape charge. This should do some damage. Yep. You know what, I'm actually going to change the size of these guns. No. Can I have 240s? Nope. 230s. There could be 236mm guns. We'll have 236s on this. Limited by the ammo intake. Okay, so these are basically very, very simple. Very, very easy weapons to use. Don't have to extend them. .236mm. Boop. 236s. These shells. Reload time is not too bad. Velocity is not bad either. Anyway guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Any suggestions, like I say, down in the comments below. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been so much fun. I'll see you in the next video.